Bradley Chubb is not safe. And honestly, it's been coming. You feel it, right? Not just in the numbers. Not just in that bloated $31 million cap hit that's looming like a ticking time bomb, but in the way the team is moving. In the silence. The kind that says more than any press conference ever could. You've got this guy, brought in with all the fanfare, all the noise, the big trade, the big extension, the big expectations. And what happens? Moments. Flashes. But flashes fade fast in a league that doesn't blink. The Dolphins don't have time for flashes anymore. They're out of breath chasing consistency. And they can't afford $31 million of maybe. So what now? Keep him? Hope he turns into the version everyone imagined when he walked through that door? That would be nice if this were about comfort. But comfort's dead when your cap space looks like a desert. $4.8 million next year. That's all. That's not a window. That's a slit, and it's closing fast. The path is brutal, but clear. If you cut him after June 1st, 2026, you swallow $10 million. That hurts. But you save $20 million. And in a cap world this tight, $20 million isn't money, it's oxygen. You breathe with that. You live another day with that. But is it enough? Is he worth holding on to now, just to throw him overboard later? Because here's the kicker, trading him now. That's the only way to really win. To escape clean. But who's buying? Who's lining up for that contract? For that version of Chubb that's more memory than reality? You got to ask yourself, are the Dolphins just sitting on a name, hoping it turns into production? And then there's the Ramsey storm. This one's louder, more public, more dramatic, because you don't just trade a name like Jalen Ramsey without making headlines. And yet, here we are, whispers, rumors, half-truths spilling out of backrooms. Everyone wants him, but no one wants the bill that comes with him. That's the problem. Miami's stance? No discounts. No deals. You want Ramsey. You pay full price. Sounds bold. Sounds tough. But is it smart? Or is it pride dressed up as principle? Because the truth is, the Dolphins aren't just battling the league. They're battling the clock. Ramsey's guaranteed money is a fortress. You don't move him without moving that mountain. Teams are circling. Dallas, especially. The fit makes too much sense. A defense needing teeth. A cornerback who still has bite. But the Cowboys, they're not fools. They know leverage when they see it. They've got Darren Bland, young, hungry, climbing. 14 interceptions in 2 years? That's not a stat, that's a warning. And he's in the final year of his rookie deal. That means cheap talent with sky-high upside. The kind of thing you don't just give away unless you're desperate. Are the Cowboys desperate? Or are the Dolphins just bluffing with a weak hand? And let's not forget, Diggs is coming off a major knee injury. Dallas can't afford to gamble. Ramsey brings veteran presence, swagger, experience, but also cost, complexity, and questions. It's not a straight line from need to deal. There are potholes and egos. This isn't just about who ends up where. This is about identity. What kind of team is Miami trying to be? Because when you start dangling names like Chubb and Ramsey, you're not just shuffling contracts. You're sending messages. To the locker room. To the fans. To the league. If they cut bait, what's left? More room, sure. More flexibility. But less certainty. Less firepower. Is this a team reloading or retreating? The front office has to make decisions with knives, not pens. You don't massage a roster into shape when the cap is this tight. You cut, you carve, you sacrifice. And you live with the scars. Some say, hold Chubb and Ramsey. Let the season unfold. See where you stand at the trade deadline. But that's fear talking. That's waiting for a solution to fall into your lap while time slips through your fingers. Because the market? It doesn't wait. And value doesn't hold. Every week you hesitate, these players age. Their contracts harden. And the trade partners get smarter. Others say go nuclear. Clear the books. Reset the core. But what are you left with then? Talent drains. Leadership vanishes. You risk turning a playoff-caliber roster into a rebuild that no one asked for. It's a tightrope. No net. No do-overs. And still, there's that feeling that Miami is on the edge of something. Not collapse. Not yet. But a crossroads. Because moves like this define more than cap space. They define eras. When the dust settles, we'll either be talking about how the Dolphins made the bold calls to elevate or how they played it safe, until the safe choice turned into a slow death. It's easy to fall in love with names. But names don't win games. Production does. Chemistry does. Clarity does. And there's not much clarity in this moment.